Okay, Anthony, so we're gonna show you some of these jazz chords and how to finger them. And I got my son here on the camera. So we're gonna do the best we can. So we're gonna teach you several different variations of chords, and we're gonna show you how to finger them, basing them with the root on the E string and then the root on the A string, just like we did G and C scales. So you probably know this is your major scale. Trey, zoom in real close. You're gonna have to actually physically move in closer. This is your G chord. So what you probably know is this right here, just these three notes, is called a 1-5-1 power chord. I'm a little bit out of tune. But this is the one of the chord, that's the 5, that's the 1, 3, 5, and the 1 again. So what the jazzers did was they found it unnecessary to repeat notes within the chord. You only got really 3 notes to a triad. Sorry for that. So you've only got actually 3 notes. So what they did was they started making 4-note chords, 5-note chords, and that means that they wouldn't repeat any of those scale steps. So on the guitar, they would use 4 or 5 strings, sometimes even 6, and every string would be playing a different note. There were no repeating octaves, no repeating fifths. And so we'll take the very most basic variation, and what they would do is, since these 2 notes were the same, what they would do, they would take this finger right here and they would back it up a half step, and then this note right here on the 5th string was repeated here on the 2nd string, so they didn't find it necessary to play that note. So what they would do is they'd eliminate that note altogether, and they would back this note up a half step. And so you can grab all these other notes by doing a bar here and then putting your middle finger over, and you're going to deaden that note. So that was not being heard, but all these others are being heard. So we're going to put this one back where it was. This one had been here for the major chord, but we backed it up by 1 fret and we put this one back where it was. So our first variation is called a major 7th. That's the major 7th. All right. Now you can get more fancy, and this note is actually a repeat. And what they would do is they would eliminate that and they would bring that up a half step right there. So what you have there is, that's the 9th, because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the octave. So the next step above the octave is the 9th. So they play that, and then instead of this 5th right here, they would raise that one and make it a 13th. So you got a G, major 7, adding the 9th and the 13th. The 13th is the same as the 6th, but it's above the octave, so they keep on going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's always presumed that these additional notes will happen above the octave somewhere. So they count on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 would be the same as the 6th. So that's a real cool chord to end on. If you might go. And they would end it right there. All right, so that's G major 7. Trey, go close up on my fingers right there. That's G major 7. It's all based off of this bar here, all the way across and deadening that note. And then what you're going to see is the variations of the chords come by what we put here in front of it. So it's G major 7 and G major 7, add 9 and add 13. Okay, we'll stop it and go to the next one.